This is a short video discussing the final exam and how to score yourself on the Essential Skills rubric. Your final exam has two parts. The first part is to actually evaluate yourself on the Essential Skills rubric, and the second part will be an essay reflection, all of which will be completed in this document and then submitted to Blackboard. First, let's talk about how to score yourself on the Essential Skills rubric. The Essential Skills rubric has 4 areas: professionalism, communication, critical and integrative thinking, and organizational skills. Each of the areas also have sub-skills. And each of the sub-skills will have a checkbox. So we have attendance, reliability, work quality, respect for others, and initiative. So each of these will have a checkbox. So the first one will be attendance, then work quality, then respect for others, and then initiative. You need to go through and rate yourself on all of these sub-skills. If for some reason you feel that one of these sub-skills is not applicable, then you don't check a box for that. For some reason you felt like, well, let's say we didn't count attendance in this class, like attendance wasn't applicable, then you could left that blank and you would have justified later on why it was not applicable. I'm just throwing an example out there. I'm pretty sure that all of them are applicable to this class for this entire rubric, but I'll allow you to make a justification if you think otherwise. So what you do is you read through and you'll check the boxes that you think are necessary or fit your essential skills based on your work and commitment to the class this semester. So let's go through and I'll just do a mock setup of this for you. I'm going to say usually attended class. I'm going to check that box. Consistently submitted high quality work. Consistently shows respect for others and consistently takes initiative. Let's just say that. Remember that the requirement was only to attend 1 class a week. So if you did not attend both classes, then you can still, but you did attend 1 class a week every week, say you had perfect attendance, then you would give yourself an exemplary, I can't talk tonight. If you missed a few classes here and there, or even just 1, then you would say usually attended classes here. So the way that the essential skills works though is I don't go through this and take an average. So I don't add up, I don't say that's a 4, 4, 4, and a 4, and then a 3. I don't add those together and take an average. The way that we do this is that you eyeball your scores here, and then you take a look at where a checkbox falls in each category. And what is the lowest scored category you gave yourself. So in this particular one, the lowest scored is a 3. I don't have anything in the 2, the 1, or the 0. So the way that this works though is that you cannot give yourself more than a half a point above your lowest scored category. So with that said, I could not give myself anything higher than a 3.5. 3 is my lowest scored category, and then a half a point higher is 0.5. And so I would look at this and I'd say, well, since I did have a lot of areas in exemplary, I would probably give myself a 3.5. So I would put 3.5 here in this category. Let's do another example. Let's look at communication skills. We have teamwork is the top one, then listening skills, oral communication, and written communication. You guys had a group project. You often did breakout rooms in class, so you had teamwork often in here. So you rate yourself on how well you think you worked with teams. Let's say I often exchanged ideas. I consistently focus on the speaker. I have good listening skills. I usually use clear, organized language, but maybe my grammar is not so great. So looking at this again, my lowest scored category in communication is now a 1. So remember what I said, I cannot score higher than a half a point above my lowest scored category. Okay. So that means I cannot score, my lowest scored category is a 1, so I cannot score any higher than a 1.5, even though I have a 4 over here. So because I have something in this emerging category, that means that my skills in communication are not higher than emerging, because there's still something to work on. So when you look at this, because I have a 1 here, but I have a 2 and a 3 and a 4, I definitely am going to want to give myself that 1.5, the highest that I can give myself in that category. And you would continue to do the same in the other areas. We got the critical and integrative thinking, with critically evaluating situations, identifying problems, and implementing effective solutions, and then organization skills. So we have prioritization, utilizing resources, and then time management is the last one. After you give yourself your scores, add them up to get your total points. All right. The next part is the essay. The essay is does not have a required length. I cannot give you a length on the essay. It needs to be based on just answering the questions and the prompts. The essay does need to be in essay format in MLA style. So that really basically means that when you type your essay, it needs to be double spaced. You indent your paragraphs, the first line of your paragraphs. You need to be in Times New Roman font. It needs to be 12-point font, and you need to have 1-inch margins. And then you're going to write the following paragraph. So the first paragraph focuses on your reflection of the essential skills. The second paragraph is going to have you evaluate assignments in the course and which ones helped you learn the most. The third paragraph is going to have you evaluate the content of the course. So not necessarily the assignments, but just, what we discussed and learned and went over from the text. And then paragraph 4 is going to evaluate your professional growth. The way that you'll be graded is that you will have 2 grades. The first grade is actually my grade on your essential skills rubric. So I do not take the grade that you gave yourself. That grade is for you to evaluate yourself and then write about it. I will also grade one of these rubrics for each of you, and you will get a grade, and that has a separate column in Blackboard. That is worth 100 points. The final exam grade in itself is the 4-paragraph reflection, and that's also worth 100 points. Down below, I give you the grading rubric for how I will be grading your reflection. This is a holistic rubric that I'm going to utilize this time, and your scoring will fall in these areas here. What I want you to do is actually to complete your essay below. Be sure to answer all the prompts and include text and class references where necessary, and make sure you check for spelling and grammar. Take your time on this, answer completely, and good luck.